see what happens. Hello. Hello, everybody. I am so sorry for the delay. Let's see. We are having a lot of technical difficulties. Oh, see? The delay. Wait a second. Let's see. So I'm going to have to figure this out because I haven't done it from my phone. A lot of technical difficulties. There we go. Let me see what that looks like. Make sure everything's in. Oh, it's getting a lot more. How come I can't do it vertically? See, now I'm on a delay. I can't see what I'm doing.
Flip the camera the other way.
Yeah, I know, but then it goes sideways. Just bear with me. I'm just going to get, because there was no way of testing this out. We had everything tested out. Everything was working, and then it didn't work at all. So anyways, here we are. See how come, oh boy. How come it's sideways? See?
Is that unlocked, your iPad?
Well, I don't know. You got to see what you see, baby. I don't know. I'm sorry, everybody. Just give me a couple of more minutes. I know this is annoying. It's usually never like this. It's funny. This is going to be my 8th one, and this is the first time we're having issues. I don't know why I can't turn my phone this way. And I don't know what's, I don't even know how to do comments. All right, we're going to figure this out. Let's see. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. we got a lot of playback here. I don't know how to do this. All right, well, I don't know. I'm just going to have to flip the camera, I think. All right. And I can't see comments. All right. Well, anyways, I'm just going to get going. I'll try to fool with it as we go. I don't know why now it's looking a little dark. Oh, no, there we go. All right, let me just try to get it on not my coffee, but on my work. And then we'll get going. I don't need this. I'm sorry. My delay, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, that's pretty good, I think, as long as we stay there. All right, again, I apologize. My name is Dawn. Welcome to my 8th step-by-step painting class. Today we'll be doing this painting, and again, usually I have it on the screen, but I did post it right before this so you can print it out, if you will, or if you have another device, maybe you can bring it up on that if you like to look. I'll try to keep it in the screen as much as possible. I am very limited. Oh, look, you can see you can see everything, but that's okay. Maybe we can keep it there. And then you can see it. I cannot see comments, so, oh gosh, I hope if you have questions, hopefully I can get my other screen up in a bit, and then I can see your comments and answer your questions. Anyways, so as far as supplies, I am working on a piece of cardboard from a shipment that I've gotten that I painted white just to give it a nice clean surface. I've been painting on cardboard for a couple of reasons. One, I just want to show you that you don't have to spend a lot of money or leave your house or use anything in particular. You could paint on anything. Cardboard, piece of wood, paper, a canvas if you have a canvas, whatever you have, whatever you prefer. I actually am loving painting on these cardboards. One, they're thin, but it's actually very nice. And you can even, if you cut them to a standard size, you can actually frame them. It's not so bad. This one did have a little crease in it, like a perforated edge, which you really can't even see that much once you paint on it. But if you really do want to frame it, just get a piece that is more smooth and doesn't have like the creases in it. or like bottle marks if it's on the bottom of a water paddle, case of water. I have done that, and like I said, once you paint on it, you really can't see it. That's as far as the surface goes. And like I said, I painted it white just to, because it was brown, just to give it like a primer so that the paint doesn't absorb too much into the cardboard. If you have a canvas, you probably won't have that problem, especially if most likely it's a primed canvas. But just for the sake of the cardboard, that's what I chose to do. Paint brushes, just one thicker one, because that will cover more ground to do the background. And then a thin brush. They're, obviously different size brushes, but just something to do like a little bit of an outlining for the birds and the trees. But whatever you have is fine. We'll make it work. Just one small one and one thick one is fine. A pencil and an eraser, basically just to sketch out your birds, and if you wanted to roughly do your branches, we have those. And then if you also saw, I did, you see any comments? If anybody has any questions? Oh, thank you. Good morning, good morning. Thank you all for your patience and for hopping on and joining me. I really appreciate it. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties we've had this morning. So anyways, I did also post a outline template of birds. These did have the hearts on it and a different branch, but it was just something I found in Google search. And if you are not comfortable, I will go through how to draw the birds. But if you are not comfortable in doing them maybe freehand, you can print the template out, which I just posted again. It's on the event. It's in a couple of different places. And if you can't find it, please message me. I might not be able to do it now since I don't have all my devices working, but I will certainly send it to you as soon as I can. You can use a carbon paper if you have that. I am definitely dating myself. And then you can always, print it out to the size you want. And then after we do the background, we can trace the outline onto the painting. Or you can even cut out your birds and put them where you want and then just trace around it like a stencil. But that, we're going to do our background first. So I'm going to put this aside. And then you need something to put your paint on. I happen to have a palette pad, which I'm running out. I think I have 2 sheets left. And then when I do run out, I will be using either paper plates, or if you have wax paper, I've even used cutting boards, just whatever you're willing to get paint on and use for your paintings. My painting just fell. Does that work over there? And let's see, colors. Definitely a black and a white. Obviously, the black to do your silhouettes. And then I said blues. Now, also, please remember that if you do not want it to be blue, maybe you don't like blue, maybe it's not going to match your decor if you're planning on hanging it up, or you're giving it to someone as a gift, they prefer another color. Just any color you want. Greens, reds, it could be anything. And you don't even have to just stick to the one color. Please use your artistic license to make this yours, play around with it, maybe do it on like a piece of cardboard a couple of times and play around with color and see which one you like. But for the sake of my step-by-step videos, as you all know, I try to stick as close to the reference as possible, just for those of you who saw it and want to do it just like that. I don't want to stray from it. I don't know. Again, I think I'm missing comments because I'm not looking at it. But if I missed something, you have a question, please, please, please ask it again. I'm trying to get my computer thing to come up. I don't know what happened. We had this all tested. We had it all working. And then, I don't know what happened. I do have my phone plugged in the charger. So hopefully I won't run out of that. And it should be all good to go. Let's see. I don't know which way to move this. All right. So let's get started. And again, this will be pinned at the top. All my most recent video step-by-step classes will be pinned at the top of my page. So if you can't watch it now while I'm live, you can always go back and watch the replay, which is always good. All my previous paintings are, just go into my videos section. They're all labeled, numbered, 1 through, this is number 8, step-by-step painting. And then you can watch it at your leisure, pause it, rewind it, and always feel free to ask questions at any time that you watch this. They will never be deleted.
Never.
Never, ever. There's my technician working digitally. I don't know.
Digitally?
Yeah, I don't know. Working hard. That's all I know. All right, and again, so as far as the blues that I picked out, I just grabbed a couple of different ones. They're just your basic acrylic craft paint from your local craft store, or even like your local department stores, like Walmarts and Targets, and all. They all have paints. This is a primary blue. This is a Mediterranean blue. This is a turquoise, and this is called denim. I don't know. I kind of like the denim one. I could try a couple of different. You could even, if you have a couple. Oh, he's got it up. He's got it up. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning, Trish. Deidre, when you start, can you not go too fast, please? I will. I always try not to go too fast, but if I'm going too fast and you need me to repeat something, please. I know it's hard to paint and write in comments, but I will certainly do my best, Deidre. Chantel, thank you for joining me. All right, so hopefully we won't have any more technical problems. I was watching somebody else's live, and unfortunately they had us restart a couple of times during their live because it kept cutting her off. So, you know, modern technology. What are you going to do? You know, you do what you can and try your best and hope everybody understands. And I certainly appreciate your patience immensely.
We didn't even have TVs when I was a kid.
Yeah, right. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
for those of you who don't know, that voice is my husband Tommy. Oh, here comes his hand. We're on a delay, so all right, get back, Conky Cat. All right.
What?
I don't know. Isn't that a song? Get back.
All right, don't sing.
All right, this is not a musical video. All right, so what I'm going to do. See, I'm going very slow. I'll fill in lots of time with my chit-chat. And also, if you don't have a white or you don't want the white, you can use a cream or a lighter blue or whatever variations of colors you're using, yellow perhaps. Again, I know it's easy for me to say because I've been painting for a very long time, but honestly, painting, you just have fun with it. Do what you want. More times than not, what you have in your head won't come out on the surface, but it will certainly become something fun. You'll have fun with it. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my white. I'm using the white, and I'm just going to wet my surface. Now, I didn't put enough white down. And basically in the middle, you don't have to go to your edges. I'm just kind of staying in the general center of my surface and just wetting it so that when I add my blue or whatever color you have, it will stay wet and kind of blend a little better. Also, don't forget paper towels and some water, which I moved everything while we were trying to figure things out. Let me move this back here. Okay, so now I use my paper towels to wipe some excess. You don't want a whole bunch of paint and waste it, but just to kind of get it off of my brush. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to start with that denim blue, just for the sake of me. What I have, and of course all our paintings are going to look different. My painting will look different than our reference picture, and everybody is different. Even if you are all using blues, it's all going to be different because we all have different shades of blues, and different ways of blending that color. So don't expect it to look exactly like mine or anybody else's. Now do you see how I'm doing it? I'm kind of framing it, just kind of flicking it up into that white. Now, of course, if it dries, because acrylic paint does dry fast, we're going to go back over it. And now I don't know if you see this, I am getting paint on my table, but I do expect that. I hope you're working on a surface that you are okay with either getting paint on, or maybe you can put newspaper down or something. But acrylic paints, if you're using acrylic paints, it does, of course, wash off fast, or you could scrape it off. I've even splattered paint on my wood floors and were able to get it off, either wiping it right away, or after it dries, you can kind of flick it off. I am making a mess today. I can lift it up even and do it this way. So this is my darker edge. You kind of want to keep your border, your frame, the darker, and then we're going to go into getting lighter. So the way I think we'll do this, because the paint does dry fast, is we're going to do like the bottom and then the top, and then we'll bring it up to the sides. I'm just going to get a little more white. Hello, Christian. Good to, well, I keep saying good to see you. I can't really see you. And today you can't really see me. But thanks for joining me. Let's see, I want to get now I tend to I put a little bit of paint at a time because it does tend to dry fast and get tacky. You can always spritz it with water if you have a spritzer. Oh, see, I got a nice little, there we go. Nice little chunker. I'm just going to bring up my sides. So it's kind of almost on a, here, I'll do this for you. You don't have to do it. Almost like an arch like that. So I'm going to bring up my sides, keeping it a little dark. And then I'm going to show you how to blend that. And again, it's all going to look different. And bring it up, try to keep a, just try to keep some of the center white. If we do get a little bit, if you get a little too much, we always can add the white back in. When it dries, you just paint right over it. All right, so I did my blue kind of with an arched bottom. And I'm going to wipe off some of that blue, but you don't have to clean your brush. And then I'm going to go in with my white. And now I'm going to go right over it. One stroke down. One stroke down. You don't want to keep going over it because then you're going to blend it, which we will. See, just flicking it down, getting a little wet, white on the wet, and flicking it down. See? Now, you're going to go over it. Now I'm not going into paint, I'm just wiping it, and I'm going to go right over it again. Gives you a little effect. Then you can go the other way. Chantel, I can't watch this in full right now, but I'm going to get the supplies I need and watch the replay. I'm so glad this will stay up here. I really wanted to do this Pt.1, but knew I wouldn't be able to do it today. Thank you again for doing it. Oh, you're very welcome. And yes, absolutely. Please, I have people who watch this with no intention on painting it while I'm painting it, and then they go back on their own time and their own schedule, and then you could rewind it and or pause it. So yes, they're all up there. Thank you so much, Chantel. I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Oh, I just see I'm talking and I'm walking. What I wanted to do, I just dipped it in my white, but what I want to do is I want to dip it back in the blue and do the same thing going the opposite way. And then I'm going to flick it up. Alarm on. All right. So, and it might ring again because I don't know, see, because I'm using my phone to record, I don't know if I shut it off or just quickly snoozed it. So we will soon see. I'm sorry. I have it set for 11:30 every day. And I just never think to turn it off. I'm very sorry. So there you go. Let's see. So that's basically that. Now to get it a little darker and for other variations, like I said, if you have other blues, you can do the same thing that we just did. Or if you wanted to even darken it more, I just hit my phone, I think. To darken it up a bit, you can, like we've done, very little bits of black. This can, if you overdo it, it can become a problem using black. If you have a purple, that's also good to deepen the blue. Or if you don't have a purple, if you have just primary colors, right? So your red and your blue will, adding red will deepen the blue to turn it into a purple. Again, it depends on what colors you have and what how you want it to look. So I'm just going to show you just to give you a little idea of adding the black. Very little bit of black with my blue, and then you could do the same thing. Bring it up a little bit, very little bit of black, adding the blue, making sure it's all wet. And if you're, oh, I'm sorry, my painting's moving. And if it's, if your blue is drying, if you're not having a wet surface, just dip it in the extra blue. I just go back and forth. As long as it's wet, it'll blend. So I'm flicking it up. Oop, see, that's a little too much black. So I'm just going to go back with a little more blue. And I'm sorry you can't see my palette in this picture. Usually you could see my palette, my painting, my painting I'm working on, the painting, the reference that we're using, and you could see my face. Again, I'm so sorry that we were having those problems. I'm sure my husband will figure it out and fix it all up, but I was worried we were going to go on way too late, and I didn't want to lose everybody's interest in, you know, this is painting. I did this, I started doing this, like I said, this is my 8th painting that I'm doing with you all, and it started when we all had our routines changed, and a lot of us found ourselves home or with a lot of extra time. And I wanted to do my part, maybe pay it forward a little bit. This is what I could offer, letting everybody have a little something maybe to try, something that maybe you never painted before, or maybe you've been to some step-by-step classes. And you enjoyed it and now you can't do it. I wanted to offer something. I enjoy it. I love painting. I don't care what I paint. I don't care what I paint on. So I am more than happy to do this, and I'm glad that everybody is enjoying it. What I'm doing now is I put a little more white on my brush again, and I see I splattered there, so I'm going to get that blended a little bit. I'm just adding white and just letting it do its thing. There you go. Right? There's no rule to it. You know, like I said, it's all going to look different, and the more you work on it, the more it's going to change. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip my painting so that I can work on this end, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I don't even clean my brush. You can certainly, there's lots of artists who keep their paints very wet. You can certainly do that. I never got into that habit. I could show you, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I did just water down this. I added a little water. We can certainly do that. Maybe you like that better. See, I feel like it doesn't go on and cover it, and then you're going to end up doing more layers, which is absolutely fine, but that's just not the way I paint. It does go on smoother. It does cover more ground faster because it's thinner. But I just don't, if you notice with most of my paintings, I don't do that because, I don't know, I just never did. I never got into the habit of doing it, and I don't. But you will find a lot of, I mean, I know when I taught, a lot of people would be like, do I add water? Do I add water? And I'd be like, well, you can, but that's not what I do. So if you're going to watch what I do, it's not going to be the same. So I'm not going to do it. But there's, again, I don't feel like there's right and wrongs to painting. I'm a different teacher when it comes to painting. I don't think there's rules to painting. I think you're going to get the most out of it by just doing it and experimenting with all different things. Experimenting, trying the way you think you should do it, and then trying it the way you're doing it. Everybody has their own style, their own techniques. Like, you'll see it happening as you do it more and more. Just don't get frustrated, don't get stressed. It's supposed to be a stress reliever. Any kind of form of creativity is supposed to be a fabulous stress reliever, a fabulous way to relieve anxiety. So we certainly don't want to ever do anything that makes us stressed. We want to do the opposite. All right, so now I'm going back with my white, and I'm going to go down. I can get a couple of flicks down with one. See, I'm really just flicking it. And then I could, if I got too much blue, because of the blue is wet, I wipe my brush again. You could certainly clean your brush if you feel like it's not working for you. And then just get a fresh white. It will still pick up the blue if it's wet. And then you could just keep doing that. Keep wetting it. Washing your brush out. That's fine. And then if you want, you can even add white to the blue to give it another variation, another hue. Well, I did go a little low, but that's okay. I could go. Now I do work a little fast because I'm used to it, and I don't want my paint to dry. But if I am, whoa, see, got a little too much black, but we'll just bring that around, and then I'll wipe it off, and then I'm going to add some blue. There we go. Maybe I should lift it up. Oh, I'm making a mess. I don't know. Nope, I think I'm done.